Among spiritual people in the enlightened movement, particularly in the West, the concept of I am is very popular. There is an empirical I with a small letter, and then there is a divine or God I represented by the capital I. I am is a concept that you frequently hear people talking about, whether in the classical tradition or contemporary traditions. You see Jesus talking about, I am the way. Nobody comes to God but through me. And that is the I am. And people misunderstood him because he was by I am referring to the God or the godliness or the divinity that is within him. You find many, many people in the contemporary East and West. In the West, Ken Wilber, Dyer, a lot of other people talking about this I am. The Buddhists, American Buddhists talking about I am. In India, Raman Maharshi talked about the I, or the I am, which is the Brahman, which transcends the empirical I, or the egocentric I. It's not your personal ego. So Raman Maharshi's method was to go on asking, who am I, who am I, who am I? And then you will arrive at this Brahman, who is the I am. I just want to put things in proper perspective. Within India, there are two traditions. One is the tradition of people like Raman Maharshi, Nisargadatta Maharaj, a number of other Vedantins who want to meditate and annihilate their empirical self or empirical I, and then get into this greater I. And these Vedantins are usually people who are not into this material world, recluse or ascetics. So Vedantists are basically ascetics who renounce the empirical I and go into this I with a capital letter, and then they make the statement that this is it, this is what we have to get through and attain. But then there is the Kashmiri Saivism and the Siddhas, and this is the tradition that I follow and represent. And there, the greater I, or I am, is the goddess. You still transcend your individual ego and then identify yourself with the I am, which is the goddess. The goddess separates herself from Shiva, who is just a consciousness of emptiness. And the first evolute from the static Shiva is the I am represented by the principle of the goddess. And that is not something that is what the Vedantins talk about. The I am of the goddess that everyone will experience is pure delight. It's pure delight. It is not just transcendence that gives you a kind of resignation or a kind of divine coma, if you will. It's not a divine coma as the Vedantins would put it. But it is, on the other hand, the dance, the creation of material reality, of a non-dual consciousness. The non-dual consciousness, which is still maintains the Shiva awareness and still able to create and dance, is the I am. So the I am is not a state of transcendence and resignation, but it is a very, very active state of delight. There is immense delight in that I am. I recommend that people read books, classical books on Kashmiri Saivism, like the Shiva Sutra or Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. They have a clear exposition of what this I am is. When you are I am, you are not just a vegetable, like a yogi who is completely resigned. When you are I am, you are all powerful. You are non-dual. You are pure delight, but able to do everything. So the concept of I am in the Kashmiri tradition, or this is also the tradition followed by the Tamil Siddhas, where they identify the I am with the goddess. This seems to be a more interesting concept than the Vedantic concept of I am.